Be heterosexual. In America, it happens to be homosexual.
Well, it's
I don't know that it is. Have you got the numbers on that?
It tends to be.
A lot of girls have been abused as well.
In Latin America, when priests break their vows, it tends to be heterosexual in nature. In America, unfortunately, it tends to be homosexual.
It's like 90%. My kids and I were watching the news.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
it is that.
I only wish my kids would watch the news.
Well, whatever it is,
it
is the fault of the Catholic Church, right up to the top.
Leaders.
Excuse me.
Have no excuse. That's
so,
true.
like when they said we got to, you got to get rid of Bill Clinton because kids can't watch the news. All I'm saying is that we should get rid of the Catholic Church so the kids can watch the news.
That's ridiculous.
Well, that's like
I know it's ridiculous. I'm just saying it's ridiculous is what they said about.
But no, you're saying like let's get rid of government. I think the point is you've got to get rid of these certain people, and it's got to start over in Rome. That guy, I mean, the Pope is. The guy can't even eat soup. I mean, how is he going to make this decision?
Well,
no, I'm sorry.
He can have sex. He can have sex. His mind is still
really.
there. He has sex. His mind is still there, and it's a question of whether individuals commit wrong behavior and whether you go after that. And if there's a culture that allows wrong behavior to prosper, that needs to be changed as well. But
you don't think there's a culture
there was a culture in certain areas of the church in America, but to say the Catholic Church is responsible for this is false.
The Catholic Church is responsible.
The Catholic Church in America allowed these bishops to move criminals from district to district. Right. I tell you, it burns me up awfully, and I think Catholics are very angry.
I am angry too.
You must be, Tom.
I wish they would put in a no
Catholic
tolerance.
families here.
Put in a no tolerance.
No tolerance.
Program.
What is this?
They're allowing one. Yeah.
One is okay. One's a pass.
Okay,
it makes me sick. I want to vomit.
It was little Brad. It's okay.
It's little Brad.
Yeah.
He can take it. He was going to be gay anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
You're okay.
We have to take a break.
Oh, God.
We'll take one. We'll be right back. Well, with the whole world watching, the U.S. Conference of Catholic Bishops began their big meeting in Dallas to write a policy for dealing with sexual abuse from the clergy. Now, I don't know if Dallas was the right choice there. One of the locals suggested the problem could be solved by having pedophile priests ride mechanical altar boys. I don't know. Okay, so...
can I say one thing on our last segment real fast?
Please. This isn't our last segment, is it?
No. I mean, we're going into a new subject.
They canceled me again.
But no, you'll be back before your head spins.
Thank you.
You'll be back. No, what I was going to say quickly about the priest, maybe this that they're not saying zero tolerance is the corporate mind saying we don't have enough priests. So we have to kind of keep... Is that possibly an ingredient?
Totally
I think anything's possible. The point is it's wrong.
No, totally wrong, but I wondered if that's what... Because it seems so crazy to do that.
And that is the culture that we're talking about that is so much of the problem.
Save the corporation no matter what.
Save the corporation no matter what. And also, what you just said, they don't have enough priests because... Not a lot of guys want to go into this profession, even if they want to help.
Well, and even less will want to now.
That's
my cousin's a priest. He came to the wrap party of our show. He said, "Whatever you do, don't tell anybody what I do." Oh. And I felt so bad. He's a great guy.
And I've heard guys on the television saying that they wanted zero. That is
time for a big cleansing of the Catholic Church.
Yes, it is. It's a real possibility.
They've been in power for 2,000 years, and it doesn't come from the Vatican. It comes from this country. It proves, you know, the great thing about this country to you. Because it's got to fall. It's 2,000 years. You know.
Oh, it's got to change.
Yeah, like a power machine. They killed so many millions of people, and they kept it like this under pressure. And finally, it's out. It's out in the open. It comes from this great country that I'm
Peter's
part of.
Scandinavia, where it's like sex at 8 years old.
Hey.
Hey. And everybody's healthy.
Hey, 200 years ago, you should be married to have 3 kids by the age of 18. Otherwise, you were a loser.
Yeah. That's right. Times change. You're absolutely right. So it's an opportunity for the church to really clean itself up. I hope it does. I hope it does.
But it won't, because it never has to. You don't think
God is with it? It will.
Oh, please.
It is. I mean, it's Catholics believe God is with the church, and it isn't going to fall because
500
politicians.
500 years ago, the Protestant Reformation started because the Catholic Church was basically selling tickets to heaven.
And guess what? It cleaned itself up.
It did?
It did.
Really?
Yes.
The Catholic Church cleaned itself up.
Yes, it has.
Followed by the Inquisition.
Yeah.
Having sex with children.
That was always wrong. You know,
helping the Nazis.
They don't have to clean.
The fact that Catholics in power, Catholic prelates or whatever, engage in immoral behavior does not go to the underlying truths of the church, which is the teachings of Jesus.
You are absolutely right, and I send my daughter goes to Catholic high school.
Yeah,
I completely agree, and I think they will. But they got to get on it, and they got to get on it.
It's a good political debate.
They won't clean up this for the same reason they never had to address the child issue. Because when you have religion on your side, when you have the ultimate answer, you don't have to explain anything, especially since no one can really check up on the answer. You don't think the priests, when they had these kids, played the Jesus card to get them to do what they wanted?
I'm sure they did. It makes it even more evil.
Jesus wants you to help Father Tom relax.
It makes it more evil. It makes it more evil.
Yes.
Right. So
what's your point?
It's
wrong. We agree it's wrong. Yeah. It ought to be cleaned up.
No.
I don't want to destroy it.
No, what we're arguing about is you said they will clean up, and I say they never will. They never have, and they never will, because when you are selling something nobody can check up on. If I'm selling a car here, you can't ride in it. You can't see what it's actually like.
The Church is made up.
I couldn't tell you anything.
Tim Stack sending his kids to Catholic school is going to be as good a way of checking up on, make sure this is done, as anything the priests and the bishops do. And the laity will have a role in this. The people like you and me who go to church every Sunday or try to, and that's the way it will clean up.
People for thousands of years, because it is the church, believe whatever they tell them.
But maybe it'll change. Maybe this will be. Maybe this is the moment, Peter.
Yeah, people today.
As Peter said.
They don't think they will go to hell if they don't do what Father Ted does.
As long as
I think in this country, I think it is different outside of here, and the church is so powerful outside of the United States. But because of the media here, because everything comes through here, I do think it's going to have to change. Otherwise, it's not going to. And in terms of
women, absolutely.
But as long as human beings think that other human beings know something about the afterlife that they don't, nothing is ever going to change. No. Why would somebody know something you don't about what happens after you die? Because he's got a pointy hat. Really, that's why it is. It's like, hello, I'm wearing a robe and a pointy hat. Of course I know what happens when you die.
But you have a parallel.
Of course.
Good point.
All right. Yeah, but I have to take a break. We can come back.